they're going to shut down these borders sooner or later. And I'm mainly talking about white women. White women are going to demand that they shut down these borders. Now, I don't think the white community is quite there yet, but they're getting there. And the marriage and dating statistics will progressively get worse until, they reach critical mass. I do think that, whoever these folks are that are running around trying to, basically empower women or tell women that they should be doing X, Y, and Z, which is only going to lead to them inevitably being miserable. There's only a select handful of women that actually are consistent with, the movement of feminism and the movement of female empowerment, which, in my opinion, many concessions have already been made since the 50s. You know what I mean? Like, today's men are not the men of, the 1950s. Like, there's a lot of stuff that women, can do and shit that men don't care about that in the 1950s everybody would have scoffed at. So the whole notion that today's men are not, substantially more progressive is just insane to me. Or it's so funny how even being progressive has its limitation, because if you're too progressive as a man, you're a beta, you're a dusty, it's role reversal when the woman decides that it's role reversal. Shit is just annoying and irritating and just all of that. So anyway, somebody sent me a link of a forum of black women talking about Gisele Bundchen, and Six the Goddess already did a video on the shit, and I like the video that she did, and I guess I'll give my 2 cents on it. And the reason I'm making this video is because some of the comments I saw it left me with a disgusted feeling when it comes to African American women. Now, I know that there's white women running around, even the video that Six the Goddess covered of that white woman that was talking about the shit. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, some of the difference with the white women when they talk their shit versus black women when they talk their shit. The white women when they talk their shit are like, self-identified feminist, bitches wearing like overalls covered in paint or some shit like that, wearing multicolored socks with some clogs. What do we call them damn shoes? Why is it going past my mind? Yeah, they're clogs. No, not clogs. What the hell are they? I can't think of what they are. They're clogs. What the fuck are they called? The damn with the Crocs. Thank you. There we go. Crocs. Why am I thinking clogs? Every time I think of Crocs, I think of clogs. The wooden shoes that they wear like in the Dutch, and they like do their little dance and shit like that. So I always call them freaking clogs first, as opposed to calling them Crocs. But anyway, Crocs. You know what I'm saying? You ever see women walking around with like goofy Crocs and shit? It's like the most unfeminine shit in the world. Like, only time you should be wearing Crocs is if you're in scrubs, as far as I'm concerned. But that's a whole different conversation. But like, you can identify, like, I see these like very average looking white women that are, it's like they seemingly go out of their way to be as basic as they can be. Like, they're like, no makeup, and because makeup is a part of the patriarchy, I'm going to, basically do the female version of looking like Kanye West, which is homelessness. I'm going to do that. And, they always come on with some ultra super woke liberal feminism type shit. Like, I can picture those chicks from a mile away. You know what I mean? They typically have short hair. You know what I mean? Like, I just picture them from a mile away. My high beams are not on, brother. But anyway, so getting over to the sisters, the difference with the sisters is, it's like there's this culture of like black female empowerment at all times. It's like, first off, like, black women don't even like white women majority of the time, like in conversations and shit like that, right? White women are privileged, fuck that bitch, all this other shit. But then it's like this Gisele Bundchen, you know, now that she's divorcing Tom Brady, now it's all about female empowerment. Now they're using her as like this example of female empowerment. And I'm like, why are you as black women talking about what she's got going on? This privileged ass white woman, who's basically rich because she's white, and according to white people, she's a beautiful white woman, which personally, I think Gisele is as basic gets. You know what I mean? Like, she's a stone's throw away from Sarah Jessica Parker, in my opinion. You know what I mean? She kind of strong in the face. Like, if I had to choose the baddest white bitch on planet Earth, it would not be her. You know what I mean? So I don't, her and the Victoria's Secret and being worth $400 million, which is more than Tom Brady. I think it's like 500 now. But anyway, it's like more than Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's like worth like 250. He gets paid $30 million a year to play football, right? So you got like the air of this whole like, Gisele dated down, like for all the black feminists that, want to run on the internet with that narrative. She dated down and all, like, again, once you get into this millionaire category range, like the same rules don't apply. But in any event, I'm saying this woman's got 3 fucking kids, okay, $400,000, $500 million, whatever it may be. I'm like, who is she gonna date? Everybody, like 99.9999999% of the niggas on planet Earth would be dating down for her. And this bitch is running around talking about she's upgrading and how horrible a person Tom Brady is. I don't know Tom Brady. I don't know what the fuck Tom Brady is on. I agree with Six the Goddess. Bitch, you knew this motherfucker played football, and that's what he was about when you got with him. And I do think it's a whole bunch of I want to run shit, matriarchal run shit, and even the clips that Six the Goddess played, like even her verbiage, the words that she was using. I'm like, sounds like a matriarch to me. Sounds like we got a matriarch in the building, right? Because being a matriarch, it doesn't have anything to do with race per se. I do think that there's differences between, the history of the African American community and other races of women, which makes that difference. But at the end of the day, the factor really is if a woman has the sort of financial power to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. She, basically becomes a man and thinks that she can move and operate like a man, and that a man is somehow supposed to join her program. Now, I don't know how much Gisele was making when they first got together. I have no clue. You know what I mean? A football player, you got to show up on the field. You got to play. You got to win some games. Super Bowl, it's performance based. With the woman, you sell fucking apparel. There's way more money in that. I mean, she's right there with Rihanna. Like, she's right there with Fenty. She's right there. It's just the white version of the shit. So there's a whole bunch of money in, like, women just saying, oh, I want to look like her, I want to be her, I want to this, I want to that, I want to style my outfit after her, oh my God, she looks fabulous, oh my God, right? There's a whole bunch more money in that shit. But in any event, I'm saying my issue is just like the sea of black women. All these like black female versions of like Cruella DeVille that are in the comments sections that are just like acting like oh my God, she's so empowered. It's like the same bullshit we saw like Kimora Simmons. Anytime these women leave a dude, even if the dude is well off, and this goes right into the guys that like to run around and say there's no hope, SWP, there's no hope. When the men that are super successful are being thrown in the bin of broke dustiness and thrown in the bin of they're just terrible people, the average dude has no hope. And I can't say that they're entirely wrong. I'm still not trying to come with some dusty ass shit. You know what I mean? Like, I still have my own, things that I want to do in the style, in the manner in which I want to do it. I hate how guys will try to run with that and try to be like, yeah, now, freaking dusty floors and well, what did BGS say? Guatemalan women with sweeping dirt floors and shit, man. That ain't my style, man. That ain't my fucking style. I don't give a fuck what a bitch is on. That's not my style. You know, but I'm saying I can't ignore the fact that like these women are ridiculous with their shit. I can't ignore that shit. You know, it's like a man is awesome until the moment that he's not. A man is a dream. You know, he's the fucking fantasy until the moment that he's not. You know what I mean? And the way that the women, they just pounce on that shit. They harp on that shit. You know what I mean? Men don't really have much to say when these men go out here and, you know, a relationship breaks up or resolves or some shit like that. Like, we're like, okay, man, you know, move on. Like, we already know the dynamic is different. Like, the way that women try to jump up, like, in other words, if a man's got $500 million and he divorces a woman, no, fuck it. We'll take Tom Brady's 250 versus Gisele Bundchen's fucking her 400 million. Okay? She's not going to be able to move like Tom Brady. Tom Brady will have 25-year-olds ready to sit on his lap. And when he gets with them, he will be patriarch. He will be king of the castle. You know, he is still viable in the eyes of many, many women. That's not men's fault. That's not the patriarchy's fault. That's women's fault, because other women are willing to get with that. Most men are not going to go out here and get with Gisele Bundchen. Women don't want to play the role that men play. They only want to date up to infinity. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, like you go all the way up to God. Like, God is the only nigga in the world that women can date in modern times. Because they're always been, I must date up. I must date up. Okay, you got to date somebody that's making more than $500 million, or has a net worth more than $500 million. We're talking net worth here. I'm sorry. Net worth here. You got to date somebody higher than that. I mean, I'll be waiting for whoever the fuck she gets with. I'll be waiting for the comment sections of she's dating a Dusty and all this. I'll be waiting for that shit. Because it's coming. It's going to come when those relationships fucking fail. But Tom going to be all right. Tom going to be out here having fun. Tom going to be out here like, wee. That's what Tom's going to be doing. You know, like everything that's being said by the feminists about, oh, and Tom is this way, and Tom is that way, and Tom. You know what I mean? I'm like, do you know how many bitches are literally salivating at the bits, ready to sit on this man's cock? Do you have any idea? Yeah, there's gold diggers in there. Oh, I'm sure. But there's not a whole bunch of men sitting on the sidelines going, oh my God, yes, finally Gisele is free. Now I can slide in her DMs. Like, no, it's not played out like that. So all these women that are talking about she got options and she gonna upgrade and all this other bullshit, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And the amount of black women that any other time, fuck that white bitch. Any other time, fuck that white bitch. But because they see her as an empowered woman and black women love power, it turns into all this other shit. You know what I mean? And and what pisses me off and irritates me and saddens me at the same time is just like this is the culture. This is what it is out here. You know what I mean? Like the number of likes on these comments and shit like that. And then people got the audacity to say shit like this isn't like if you make a generalized statement, people will act like, no, this is not how black women think. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be one woman makes a comment, but then there's like freaking 1,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, in other words, and I'm saying that's just one comment. So these things are being co-signed. It kills me when people are like literally everybody in the room is co-signing whatever is being stated, and then black women will come up and be like, you can't generalize. Every woman doesn't feel the same. There's a whole bunch of goddamn likes in here. Where are the comments saying, well, ladies, I disagree, and here's the reason why, You don't see that shit. You see a whole bunch of fucking co-signing. That's what you see. You know, it just makes me feel like, and again, brothers have said this, SYSBM, Passport Bros, all this other stuff, that modern African-American women are just simply not wifey material. They've been consistently saying that. Like why wrestle with the shit? They just ain't it. The women who are it, that are in the African American community, are severely the minority. There is a culture of this sort of mentality, this sort of boss bitch, city girl, hot girl summer, you know, like the can't wait to get with a rich dude, divorce his ass, take half his money, and then run around like we did it, right? Run around like she's the one that's killing it. And then doing stupid shit like fucking Nicki Minaj and getting dudes that are way beneath her and having babies by him and calling it good. That's what y'all call empowerment. And then they want to have it both ways. They want to sit there and put the dude down, right? Even though the only dude that's going to get with that is a subordinate dude. If you want to be empowered and you want to be the boss bitch and you want to wear the pants, then understand that you're going to get with a subordinate dude. But they don't like the label. They don't like the idea that that's what the dude actually is. So then they try to big him up and say that he's more than what he actually is, only to turn around later on and slam him for the reality of what he clearly never was. I'm like, this is fucking insane. This is insane. You know, a chick gets with a powerful dude. It's like, okay, the powerful dude picks woman, you know, A. Okay, or like a powerful dude picks a black woman. Black women are like, yeah, she was chosen, she's winning, da 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 da. Okay, I'm with you. She's winning. The brother's established. He has the pick of the litter, and he chose this sister, and that means something, right? It's supposed to mean something. Right? Validation all day. Fist in the air. Black power, fist in the air. Right? That's what the shit is supposed to mean. But you'll have these situations where these women, they get with a situation like that, and then 5 minutes after the wedding, then it turns into oppression and patriarchy and evil. I'm like, you can't get the validation from dating up and then simultaneously curse the whole situation because you don't like the power dynamic. You know what I mean? Like you all don't get validation from subordinate dudes, right? Will y'all agree with me with that? You don't. If a woman is making, let's throw ridiculous numbers, $200,000 a year, and she gets with a dude making $50,000 a year, does she get validation from that? Does she feel special from that? No, she doesn't. And black women are thirsty and desperate for validation because they feel they haven't gotten it because of exoticals and colorism and all this other shit that they want to file, right? So I'm like, okay, so we're having discussions about, you know, well-to-do brothers picking sisters, right? But as soon as that happens, literally 5 minutes after the wedding, oppression, now we have to have discussion, and then let the relationship fall apart. Then all of a sudden, he's everything in the book that's negative. He's Lucifer incarnate. You know, he's abusive. He doesn't pay attention to her feelings. You know, she needs to leave and take half of his money and go out there and be empowerment and be a boss bitch and everything else. And it brings up the question. It's like, well, it sounds to me like you didn't really want to be on this dude's arm and be arm candy and be validated. You know what I mean? You really wanted to be the boss bitch. And I feel like a lot of women, especially black modern women, are like stuck in between that. They want the validation of getting with the dude that's balling out of control. They want the validation of the successful dude who had options, chose me. Right? But then they hate that whole dynamic. They hate the whole situation. They hate the power dynamic in that relationship. that he is the star. So then, like, halfway through the marriage, in these women's minds, the shit like flips on its head, and then it's, oh, now it's divorce time, and now we get to talk about how empowered and independent she is and not attached to the patriarchy. And the crazy thing is, y'all don't even realize that when you all do this and when you all say this, there's young men that are hearing this, we're seeing this, since everything's all in the open on social media. We see this and we hear this and we recognize it, and you think dudes are eagerly standing in line, wanting to get married, when this is the culture out here? Let me get a rich nigga so he can validate me. Every other dude is dusty, so I'm only trying to date ballers and motherfuckers that got it together. And then as soon as I get with even the dude that's got it together, I'm looking for a quick, fast exit to divorce his ass, take half of his money, and then be the boss bitch that I really wanted to be from jump. Which is why you all will jump on stories like fucking Gisele Bundchen. However the fuck you say her name. That's why y'all jumping on the shit. And this is a white woman. A Brazilian white woman. And y'all jumping on the shit. So when brothers stand up and they make generalized statements about black women or modern black women, and they say like, nah, they ain't wifey material, niggas ain't wrong. Y'all want to get in y'all feels and, throw up self-hatred and all this other shit. No, this is accuracy. This is accurate. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're literally looking at something and sisters want to come through and they want to gaslight you. I'm like, bitch, I watched the whole shit go down. I'm looking right at you, bitch. I'm looking into your fucking pupils. What are you talking about? And they want to come up and they want to act like the nigga ain't saw what he saw. And the crazy thing is, it's like the women, like, they're so loud with it. You know what I mean? The hyenas and shit like that. Like, they think like they won some shit. They over there spiking the football, doing the victory dance and shit like that. On some boss bitch shit. I'm like, so this is what you really wanted. You know what I mean? So they just want to have it all. They want to have it all. Yes, I want the validation of a rich dude who picks me and chooses me, and then I'm going to divorce his ass, and I'm going to take his money, and then I'm going to go out here and be the real boss bitch that I want to be, because fuck patriarchy. I'm like, yeah, all that is a fast-ass track for dudes not to even fuck with you from go, and only go out there and deal with women that at the very least don't put that type of shit on display. I'm not saying that a nigga can't get got in other communities, but I'm saying at least those women are smart enough not to sit there and air their dirty laundry all over the internet of what their ultimate goal is. Imagine if dudes were saying that shit. Imagine if dudes were running around the internet laughing and bragging and saying, yeah, what I'm trying to get this young hottie with a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fuck her for, during the marriage until she gets old or until I get tired of fucking her. I'm going to divorce her ass and then go out here and get me a new bitch. Get me a 25-year-old and some shit like that. Imagine if motherfuckers was running around saying that shit at 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously speaking, just imagine if men could divorce women without having to owe them anything. Right? Let's say the courts were in men's favor. Men were 80% of men were filing for divorce and walking with their whole checkbook. That's what it looks like currently right now to men. Because the shit's in women's favor. And men are like, why am I going to sign up for this? It's a danger. However you go, marriage is a dangerous, situation for men. That's the most important decision you will ever make in your life. And who you have the baby with, which hopefully is your wife. But with the culture that black women, you know what I mean, are putting out there on the internet, y'all be running around talking about, and these niggas is talking bad about us. I'm not talking bad about y'all. I'm only repeating what you all come online and openly say. It's like I got women, they videos popping up talking about just pearly things, which is the white woman, that she's basically doing the whole Kevin Samuels thing out of the UK, right? And she got brothers up there, she got white women up there, you know what I mean? And somehow she's like the new Kevin Samuels. And there's a lot of shit that she does. Like there was one clip where the chick was talking about being homeless and she was laughing. You know what I mean? I'm like, bitch, don't you ever laugh at some shit like that, right? So she be doing some white privilege shit that I don't fucking like or care for. You know what I mean? But I'm saying when she's making valid points, she's making valid points, right? But I see sisters talking about, is this your queen? Is this your new queen? Because you got brothers that are co-signing some of the talking points that she's making. But I'm like, wait a minute, is this your queen? Y'all doing the same bullshit that these rappers do when they go up there on Vlad and fucking No Jumper and all this other bullshit. I'm like, you sitting there talking about, somebody needs to say something to just pearly things as at the same time that you're on the show. Bitch, you're on the show. All the black women sitting up there on the show and shit. Same thing with Kevin Samuels. Y'all be bitch, oh, he making us look bad. But you call in the show. Same shit I said about Ray Ray and Pookie. Y'all be talking about, y'all need to check these black men. Y'all need to check Pookie. Y'all need to say something to Pookie. While you have his dick in your mouth, bitch? While you're literally sitting on his lap with no panties? For real? I'm supposed to check him. How am I supposed to even get to him when I gotta get through you to get to him? Because you're actually sitting on his lap. I can't even swing a punch at the dude, regardless of how foul he is. But you're literally sitting on his lap, and you want me to do something. How about you get off his lap? How about you not deal with him for 6 months and then talk about, how he did you wrong and the shit is fucked up and you really ain't fucking with that nigga no more? That would actually be a better position for you to freaking talk your shit and say something about what's wrong with him. But you can't actively be fucking the dude and then demand that some other dude go out here and somehow rescue you. I freaking went off on a black woman in my personal life about that. She's running around talking as a black woman is not protected. You know how many dead niggas there are in the grave because a black woman made a fucking phone call? You know how many niggas are dead because they showed up? A nigga pulled up? You know what I mean? But black women are not protected. Like I say about white supremacy, oh, black people never built anything. Y'all sure as fuck burnt down a whole bunch of shit that black people apparently never built. And the same goes to black women. Black women is not protected, yeah. And there's a lot of dead niggas in cemeteries right now because they went out there trying to protect a black woman. Or they took the life of another black man because they were out there protecting a black woman. Y'all be killing me with this shit. Y'all be killing me with these complaints and shit. These inconsistent, duplicitous, want to have it both ways complaints. And all you're doing is showing your hand. You show your hand, and then I say, oh, look, she's got a full deck. And then you get mad because I'm saying you got a full deck. I'm like, you already showed your hand. What you mad at me for? Cause I said it out loud? Y'all be out here giving the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out here throwing your playbook on the ground and shit like that, and you mad cause a nigga picked it up and opened it and read it. They're cheating. I'm not cheating. Y'all keep going up on these shows talking your dumb shit. Y'all think y'all saying something. Y'all think you're outsmarting and outwitting people, but they already know what you're on. All you're doing is giving more and more receipts, confirming what they've already thought about you. Just adding to the composite, or what do you want to call it? Adding to your profile as an African American woman of what you all are on culturally. Because there's always a new generation of young black women coming up who think they gonna outsmart everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfucker been around the block one too many times. You 22, boo-boo. You 22, and you come on the scene talking your shit. I'm like, yo, I've lived longer than you. I've already seen the shit. I know exactly where this is going. You like a woman said, I don't mind allowing a man to believe that he's in control. Bitch, I already know what that means. I already know what game you playing. Like, it's that type of shit. All this coded language and shit like that. Just like that shit with, freaking what's his name? John McKean, who was an assemblyman from Montclair Township in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, I think was it Montclair County? I don't know what it is. It's Montclair, North Jersey. And what did he say? He said, we don't want those people basically having guns that are from Patterson, Elizabeth, what did he say? Newark and Camden. That's where literally all the minorities, live, or those are disproportionately minority areas. He didn't have to say niggas. He didn't have to say, spics. He didn't have to say any of that shit. We knew what he was talking about. And I'm saying and that's white supremacy in their coded language. And when sisters talk in y'all coded language, again, you all forget, number one, we're black. Number two, we grew up in the same households. Like, y'all don't have coded language that we don't understand and we can't decipher. Just like when we say shit, y'all know what the hell we mean. We don't got to explicitly say, you like, nigga, I know what that means. I know what that means. You think just the tip is the first time I heard that shit, nigga? Just the tip? Yeah, that's what the last nigga said. Yeah, like, of course. You're familiar with the shit. So it's stupid to sit around and play games like as though y'all don't have the codex on what the other person is actually saying. That's dumb. But I'm just saying, like, y'all be showing y'all hand. Y'all really show y'all hand. And then you get mad when people decide later on, I'm not messing with them. I'm not going over there. And then, the other part that gets me, and I'm going to end this video, but it's like all of the, like, y'all really think that you can, like, shame men into getting themselves involved in these situations that really don't benefit them. Like, men aren't having a discussion and putting other young men on game about a lot of y'all shit. You know what I mean? All that man stroking and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, nigga, she man stroking your ass. All right, go ahead and get in a relationship with her on from that fucked up position that you're in. And I guarantee you, the first time she gets angry, she gonna let you know of your place in the universe. Because that's what women do. And the brother come back 6 months later. What's wrong, brother? She kicked me out. She called me Dusty and broke Dusty. I'm like, nigga, I told you get your shit together before you get involved in a relationship with her. I told you that was going to happen. But she said that she was going to be down for me. I wanted a woman that was down for me. I wanted a woman that wanted to be with me for me. Not because of what I got in my pocket. I'm like, unfortunately, it just don't work that way. It don't work that way. You wanted a pretty bitch, right? Yeah. Yeah, well, having a pretty woman costs. That's just what the sexual market is. They have their shit, and we got our shit. And that's just what it is. So you might as well just get with the program and be on your square as opposed to not being on your square. Instead of sitting here crying to me like I give a fuck, like as though I didn't warn you about the shit. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna get a white woman. I'm like, yeah, we can talk about whether other races are more pliable and don't act this way and everything else, but you still gotta have your shit together. I don't care where you go. I don't care what your favorite color is. You still gotta, you a goddamn man. You still gotta have your shit together, nigga. The whole purpose of a relationship is to ultimately get married, have children, bring those children into the fucking world, which costs resources. Like, there's no way that you're gonna get around the goddamn resources. You know what I mean? So I got my bone to pick when it comes to dudes on that, when it comes to brothers on that shit. You know, but women out here, playing these goddamn games and shit and thinking that they're going to convince these men. Like, a dude that subscribes to some beta shit is never going to become alpha just because, a crisis happens, just because you need something. That's the biggest mistake that women make. They think, oh, I can get with this dude in a compromised position, and then either via maturity or via just age or via whatever expectations the woman wants to throw up, that because okay, well, we're not 20 anymore, you need to be here. I'm like, he wasn't that. He never had that drive. He never had that ambition. He never had that foresight. He didn't have the wherewithal. None of it. So you've been with the nigga for 15 years, and now all of a sudden you want the nigga to transform himself into something that he's not, and he most certainly didn't prepare for. You got with the subordinate dude that you wanted to fucking get with so that you could call shots in the relationship. Because at the time, it was cute. At the time, the nigga wasn't telling you what to do. At the time, you were faking yourself out, telling yourself that it was equality and it was great. And you were looking down on every woman that was in a relationship with a man that was doing better than her and saying, and that's the evil patriarchy and everything. And now you done produce multiple kids with this dude that ain't hardly going to amount to anything, that you can even really do anything, that you can comfortably retire with. Now you can't do anything. Now you want course correction. Now you want a do-over. Again, you don't get do-overs. You got one life to live. There are no do-overs out here. And sitting there thinking that you're going to have a do-over at a childless man's expense or some other nigga's expense that didn't create the problems and the situation that you currently have. You know what I'm saying? You got another thought coming. But man, y'all be playing just playing your hand and shit like that. Motherfuckers call you out on it, and y'all sit there and get mad. You're generalizing. You know what I'm saying? Generalize all them goddamn likes. Generalize all them comments, co-signing and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all, it's like group think. That's the crazy thing. It's group think when these women hit these comments and shit like that. It's group think. They're all in there saying it. Yes. Snap. Yes, girl. Yes, sister. Yes. They all in there just clapping, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go with this bullshit. Yes, girl. Yes, that's right. Oh, she is just fierce. Oh, yes, girl. Yes. And it's like, we sitting there just looking at the shit as men, saying to ourselves, like, you see the mentality, right? Yeah. Leave these ones alone. Leave them alone. And then when it's the picking time and it's dating time and you see that cute brother at the club and he leaps over you for a Latina or a white woman or Asian woman or whatever, now you mad and you want to scream colorism. But y'all was just in the open forums, typing away on social media, showcasing your mentality in mass. Ain't nothing but black women in the space. But when a brother says, nah, I'm good. Nah, that's all right. In other words, it's the same way that y'all feel about white men. For y'all that don't bother with white men, why don't you bother with white men? Because I'm sure you go on a YouTube video and, let's say it's the news and there's some crime and they in there talking crazy about black people. Those people, where's Black Lives Matter? When around blacks, never relax. Like they're just in there talking crazy. And then you sitting there and saying to yourself, you're like, damn, man, how can I kiss one of these white men up on the mouth when there's so many of them in the comment section saying some out-of-pocket racist shit? Yeah, exactly. And that's how we feel about y'all. Y'all are always in there talking some extreme wild feminism. We're going to take half. We're going to take this nigga and fuck the patriarchy and all this other shit. And then when it's the picking time, why aren't these black men picking us? I'm like, do y'all see the shit that y'all write on? I could see if it was balanced out. I could see if it was like, like 50% of the women were like on some bullshit, and then the other 50% women like, y'all bitches, y'all just crazy. And then you could just say, hey, it's just a coin toss, and you got to be able to like decipher out who is who and what is what. But that's not what it is. What you see is all the same stuff I've been seeing since I came online. Black girl magic, fists in the air, we don't need no men, go in there and get married to a rich nigga, take half, have a baby by a Pookie, then go off and get you a Russell Wilson beta male, you know what I mean, and then get him to take care and help you out with the fucking kids, but you done already got your rocks off and had your baby with the nigga that you really wanted, you know what I mean, which is just like, oh man, it should have just, it's messy. Just messy. It's like, why would you want to walk into this shit? Why? When you're a black man and you sitting there and you look out and you looking at other communities and shit like that, and you see their women and whatnot, and you like, I don't see any of the stuff. Like I was telling Cap the other day, I was like, niggas ain't out, all the shit that black women talk, niggas not out here running around saying, oh, I don't like black feminists, let me run to a white feminist. Right? They're not doing any of that shit. Oh, I don't like black women with tattoos. Let me go run to a white woman with tattoos, or any other woman with tattoos. Oh, I don't like black single mothers, but let me go out here and get with a non-black single mother. Niggas are not doing that shit. Yes, I'm sure you can point to the obscure examples, and there's probably something wrong with that brother. You could point out like an obvious flaw that he has. He's broke, or he's too short, or he's fat, or some other shit that y'all want to point out. Yeah, those are overly obvious. I'll give you the low-hanging fruit. I could easily do the same thing on my side. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, generally speaking, the things that brothers identify about African American women that they don't like, they're not going out there and seeking that shit out abroad. So, anyway, I'm done. That shit, them damn comments, man, that shit triggered the fuck out of me. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all. That's my video. SWP out. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. I'm out.